stay warmer. La 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 la. It goes
Tonight we're gathering to mourn for a few reasons. First, to mourn the lives lost due to anti-LGBT rhetoric that is spoken in God's name. We're here to help Judaism's most extreme and fringe leaders see the senseless hatred and also the self-hatred that their words incite. And most importantly, we're here to demand that they stop it. A complete stop to all anti-LGBT rhetoric that's spoken in God's name. We're going to go together and we're going to march up Ocean Parkway, which is the heart of the Jewish neighborhood here, where one of the fringe leaders that I spoke about lives. And so we're going straight into the heart of that to make our demands heard.
We have known that there are those in our community who have said that we in the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, straight allies community are guilty of somehow brainwashing those into believing that there is an alternative that is equal to heterosexuality. Well, guess what? If that's brainwashing, indeed that's what we're doing. We're not saying that it's an alternative. We are saying that someone who says that the only way to be a holy human being in the image of God is to be heterosexual is brainwashing our youth.
I like that term, a straight ally.
I do too.
I speak to you today as an Orthodox rabbi. Not all of us have black hats. The hateful language that has come from the general community and from my community specifically is deeply disappointing and entirely non-halachic. In the Orthodox community, we pride ourselves on our integrity to Jewish law, to halacha. It is therefore shocking and appalling that some individuals, whom I pray 3 times a day and endeavor to keep every law in the books, are the same ones violating our very tenets and the most important laws that we have.
So I stand here today on the 10th of Tevet as a queer Jew in 2010, remembering those whose lives were taken in 1944, those who have no grave in my own family and in our broader human family. And I say to you today that we must give meaning to our memory and honor to the dead by demanding that today we do things differently. Today we create a different reality. What is it that we demand? We demand a world where all children growing up know that whether they are gay or straight, transgender or not, whether they have a mother and a father or 2 mothers or 2 fathers or 1 mother or any other kind of loving family configuration, that all kids know that they can grow up to lead happy, healthy, meaningful lives. We demand that our community leaders, our rabbis, our educators unequivocally condemn homophobic and transphobic speech. We demand that our community leaders speak out as Jews in the name of what is the very best in our tradition and proclaim loudly and repeatedly that all of us, queer and straight alike, deserve to live with basic dignity and respect. And if they do not, if they preach hatred and shame and defile the name of God to justify homophobic bias and unjust acts, we call upon all of you to raise your voices and to say enough, for hate is indeed the abomination.
We are all here today because we all know in our hearts that being Jewish isn't simply a matter of lighting candles on Hanukkah or eating latkes at this time of year. It's also about fighting for justice. Tzedek, tzedek terdov. Justice, justice, thou shalt pursue. This is from Deuteronomy, and it's the only place in the Bible where a word is repeated. It's repeated for emphasis. Justice, justice, thou shalt pursue. Being Jewish is about recognizing that just as Jews suffered in ancient Egypt, there are millions of lesbian, gay, and transgendered men and women suffering around the world today. They are robbed of their right to live their lives free of fear and intimidation. They are robbed of their right to share their lives with a person they love in a legally recognized marriage with all the legal consequences that result. The way we see it, being a Jew A good Jew means understanding that all people, no matter what their sexuality, must be treated with dignity, justice, and respect. And as Jews, we, of all peoples, know the insidious effects of hate. That's why we fight anti-Semitism wherever we see it, and that's why we must stand up and speak out against hate of any kind whenever and wherever we see it.
He was already making it.
Ojabo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom.
Walking down Coney Avenue, I'm gonna let it shine. Walking down Coney Avenue, I'm gonna let it shine. Walking down Coney Island Avenue, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Loving speech from our hearts, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, loving speech from our hearts, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, loving speech from our hearts, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. As we walk in deep Brooklyn, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, as we walk so deep in Brooklyn, I'm gonna let it shine. As we walk so deep in Brooklyn, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Come on, guys, you gotta move. Okay. Thank you. This is the culmination. This is the real centerpiece and focal point of what we are doing here tonight in this very specific neighborhood, which is where a lot of wonderful, wonderful people live, but it's also where some of the hate and the anti-LGBT rhetoric we spoke of it before originates. It's where it originates. What we are going to do now, because it is National Remembrance Day, the eve of 10th of Tevet, we will be reciting together the Kaddish, the Jewish mourner's prayer, to remember those whose lives have been destroyed because of hate. This National Remembrance Day is not just to remember those whose lives who have been lost, but it's also to say never again, it will not happen on our watch. If we hear it, no matter where we are, and it being anti-LGBT rhetoric, spoken in the name of religion, in God's name, we must stop it. We must do the uncomfortable, stand up, and say no. בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי תכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן.
Yehi Shmei Rabbi
Melam Ulavei Abaya. Yitbarach, Yishabach, Yitahar, Yitramah, Yitnaseh. Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitarah.
Shmei Tepudasha Boriku. Leilamin Kol. Kata. Tush Kata Venechamata.
Damirat Bialma, Bimru, Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'imru Amen.
Aseh Shalom.